Okay, there. This is interesting because we not only got this breakup, but we also got this long trade. And what happens is our stop loss, once we get 15 points in profit, the way my default is set, is that it locks out. Now the take profit and the stop loss are both going to move in tandem and stay this much distance apart. So watch what happens with this right here. You'll see the take profit now. I'm going to stop this, is now moving with this. So this is helping me trap a much bigger trade, and it pushes the stop or the take profit out of the way and keeps the stop loss in tandem. Traders, I want to share with you one of the most professional trading systems that you can get at the most affordable price available. So let's take a look at our system right here. Now this system consists of several of these indicators. All of these indicators are just $49 for the entire year. It's a very low cost. Except for our levels indicator. Now the levels indicator is these pink, kind of a magenta color, and cyan, or this light blue, which is all changeable, by the way. This indicator is only $9 for the whole year. It's incredible value on this, and this is very important. It works very, very well on our support and resistance levels. Now, I've got this on the MNQ futures, and I'm trading it on a 3-minute candles. However, we have traders that trade this on the full size, that trade it on the mini contracts instead of the micro contracts. You can also trade this on currency pairs, equities, crypto. It really doesn't matter what you trade it on, what time frame or type of candle that you want to use with this. Now, all of these come with movable dashboards. I can even move our trading dashboard right here. It's called our HolyGrail Dashboard. We also have our levels right here. Now, some of these indicators work as filters, and other ones work as prints, and you can get alerts set up on those, and we show you with individual videos on each one of these after sign up. So anytime you want to watch a video on how to install them, how to use them, how to set up alerts for them, we have those videos available in your dashboard. It's real easy to use anytime you want to use this. Now, what we first have here is our levels indicator. And again, this is only $9 a year. Now this is a very powerful. You can see what happened here. We had a long right here, and then it goes up here into this resistance area. Now this is pre-market, by the way, and this is Monday, May the 11th. So this is this last week. And a lot of these trades that I'm going to show you are going to be posted in our Discord. Now I just have this in playback right now because I want to show you how this works, and I can slow it down for you, and you can see the whole system coming together as a complete system. And again, you can go into our Discord, and most of our traders and users are posting some of their screenshots of their trades in our Discord. Now, you can see right here, first of all, we've got this trend band. Now, this trend band is an E-Hall moving average, which is kind of a unique blend that we've got right here. It does a couple of things. One, it serves as a filter, because when you have trades that are, if you're wanting to go long, I probably wouldn't be going long for a long trade if we're below this. And what it also does is it recolors the candles. If you notice right here, again, this is pre-market, so it's not going to be it's going to look a little better in the regular market hours when there's higher volume than it will at 6 a.m. But you can see right here, we've got this long print right here. We also have our channel breaks. Now, our channel breaks is this green and this red channel that forms, and these will dynamically form and change as the market changes all day long. We also have these long and these shorts. You'll see these come up, and we've got alerts set up on several of these. Now this dashboard right here for our levels actually serves as an alert itself, and we've got a separate video on this right here, and this will turn red and green, and this is actually your alert for that. So it's really cool. You can set this for different, like if you want to trade this off of rejection, you can do that. In other words, if you want to trade this rejection, which I do a lot, in other words, if I see this is coming up to a lot of levels of resistance right here, I can trade this and set this for how many ticks off of these that I want this to alert me and to turn red before this does this. And you'll see this change. Now, our cumulative delta is a very incredible indicator right here. Now, this changes tick by tick, and what this does is this looks as a delta, which is the difference between the buyers and sellers in the market at that particular time. This number will change tick by tick, and it's looking at 5 candles. It's going to look back at 5 candles. Now, the user can change this too, by the way. You can make this look at 20 candles or 1 or whatever you want. The default is 5. So what it's doing is it's looking back at all these candles in here, and it's calculating how many more orders there are in the market than there are for buying orders versus selling orders in the market at that time. The thing to remember here, and the way I use this is that if I'm going to go long in a trade, I would rather have the traders with me all trading together, and instead of going against the flow, I'm going with the flow. So the higher the number here, the better it's going to be. If I'm going to go long, if I'm going to go short, same thing. So let's turn this on here, and I want to show you how this works. And I'm going to speed this up. And again, this is just in playback because I want to show you how these all form together as a complete system. You can see our cumulative delta is changing right here. And down here at the bottom, we have our strength indicator. You're going to see bulls and pivots. And hold on right here. This is a pop-up alert that we got on our channel breaks. Now, you can see that you can, and by the way, we have videos that you can watch to show you how to set this up. It's real simple. I'm going to click OK on this. You can see we got a down trigger right here. And this is what this triangle is right here. And you can see that this had broken out of the bottom of this channel right here, and we got this print right here. Now, we also got a short print from our long and short indicator, but if you notice, we have got a level of support sitting down here. Look what this did. The price action came down to this support, rejected out of this. Now, in pre-market, this is one that I would not have wanted to take. This would have filtered me out of this trade simply because we've got levels of support sitting down here that I wouldn't want to get up against. Now, if it broke down out of this support, I would be more inclined to take this trade because now I've got a gap down here that I would want to trade. You can see this gap, and this is where you would probably want to take your trade. You can see what happened here. It had pushed up, and then it came down here again, rejected again, and it pushed up. Now, right here, we have another one. Now we have a break up that was triggered, and we have a pop-up alert. You can set this up for sound or the pop-up itself. So what you can see right here is this is pretty cool because what we have here is we have it now, the trend band is now turned green. We have broke above the resistance right here, and we're breaking out of the top of the channel, and we have a gap up here. So the other thing that we have is we do have our cumulative delta here, which is showing some positive numbers. Now, in pre-market right now, you're probably not going to see too tremendously high numbers like you will in the regular market, and you'll see that here in a minute. During the pre-market, you're going to see things much, much lower, but if I wanted to take this trade, I can take this long right here. Now, the way I've got this set up is that this will enter me into a trade. I'm using 2 micro contracts, and the stop loss and the take profit are preset according to whatever I put in there. It comes with some templates you can use, and this take profit is going to move in tandem with the stop loss and trap the trade in there. So let's go ahead and forward this here, and I'll show you what happens here. Okay, this is interesting because we not only got this breakup, but we also got this long trade. And what happens is our stop loss, once we get 15 points in profit, the way my default is set, is that it locks out. Now, the take profit and the stop loss are both going to move in tandem and stay this much distance apart. So watch what happens with this right here. You'll see the take profit now. I'm going to stop this. Is now moving with this. So this is helping me trap a much bigger trade, and it pushes the stop or the take profit out of the way and keeps the stop loss in tandem with this. There we got 35 points. We got a nice little trade out of that. Now, if you notice what happened here, interestingly enough, this is where it struggled because we have all these levels of resistance up here. So you know that if you're going to be going long into a trade and it's not in a gap area like this, but into these levels of resistance, you're probably going to see some more resistance up here, and you're going to see a little more fluctuation just because the price action is going to have to work a little harder to get through these levels up here. Now you can see what happened with our cumulative delta. It did increase. It's gone over 1,000. Now during the regular trading hours, I've seen this as high as 15, 18,000 during regular trading hours. So not always, but I typically like it when it gets between 2,500 and 3,000 is where I like it on a 3-minute candle on the MNQ. Now, if you're going to use this on a different instrument, like say gold or oil, it's going to be less because there's just less volume on those instruments, and it also is going to depend on what size candle because it's looking at your candle size as it goes back in time. Now, the other thing you'll notice here too is we have an RSI window here, which is our strength indicator, which is movable. Let me slow this down just a little bit here. You can see we got a bear signal right there, and boom, look what happened here. We have a pop up here, and by the way, you can set up these alerts with a sound or with a pop up on the pivot. Now the pivot basically is telling me, hey, this thing is pulling back and we have a reversal now in the market. And we're already starting to see some negative cumulative delta. We now are coming back down. We rejected hard up here, and you can see we're coming down. So if I want to take this short, I can take this here, and we'll let this play out here. You can see the stop loss and the take profit were both moving, and we captured and trapped that trade in there. But what I'm doing is when I trade, I've got several charts up. I've got the oil, the MCL, and I like to trade micros. Now you can trade full size if you want to, but I typically like to trade the micros. I can do between $200 and $500 a day with low risk trading several charts. I like the Dow, the MYM, and I like the MES. You can see right here, this is pretty interesting. Now you see this level of support was dynamically drawn just now, and what had happened, the price action came down, it came out of the bottom of the channel and went up. Oh wait, we've got some resistance right here, and she starts pushing back up. So this is helping me to filter out my trades. Now I'm watching, it's not real big right there. Now once it broke down, now we've got a short, but we still got some levels of support down here. We also got an alert right here on our channel breaks, but we got all this support down here, and we're just before the market open here. It's about an hour before it opens right now. Now this isn't going to be perfect, okay? We don't always have there's no indicator that's absolutely 100% perfect in the market. Now this probably would have been a good trade. It did have a pushback right here where it pushed back up about 25 points and then made a drop. Now you can see, watch what happens to our cumulative delta once we get into the regular trading hours. You're going to see this really ramp up here. Now we're into the market, and she's really ripping here. Now we're up over 3,000, 3,600. We got a lot of traders that trade it just off of this right here, but I like to wait for some confirmation. In other words, what I'm doing is I'm a little less apt to want to take these trades like right after the market opens. Sometimes I like to let the market kind of cool just a little bit and get a direction going before I'll jump in, and that's when all my indicators are together. You can see right here we got another pivot, and that's what it did. It showed that it was coming back down here. We've got all these levels in here, trend band and all this. So what would probably happen is this, if this came down, it's probably going to hit a lot of resistance right in this area where the trend band, the bottom of the channel is, and we got a lot of this down here. But I would rather wait for another signal and to get out of this early market. Now we're about 15 minutes into the market. This is where I would want to start looking for my trades that I would take. That's just the way I trade on a 3-minute candle. There you can see we had an upper right here, but you know, this may be one you may not want to take just because you got all this resistance right up here. It would have to fight to get up through here. Now, if this is a wide open gap, I would probably want to take this trade if we didn't have all this resistance sitting up here. Might be a good trade anyway. It looks like it would have been. You can see we're broken down here, but we still haven't got a short print yet. It still hasn't turned. We broke below the trend band, but we're still in a long condition here. So this is helping me to filter out my trades. Here we got another inner break up. If I wanted to take that trade right there, we'll see what happens here. You can see now it moved it up, and we got a nice little trade out of that right there. Had a little gap right in here, and it helped to push it up into there. Now this happens every day on these instruments, and with me personally, I like to trade the MES. And there we go. We've got a nice long right there. Let's go ahead and take this trade. I'm a little bit late to the party, but it did not have a nice little pullback, so we'll see what happens here. And again, I don't win all of these trades. There we got another nice little trade. It didn't get much because we locked out, hit that resistance, and then come back and hit my stop. This was some of our trades on Friday the 15th, and here we had pre-market. We had the MYM, which I really like. The MYM works really good on a 3-minute. We had a short print, and it come all the way down. You can see what happened. It hit the resistance and rejected up, but I got a nice 45-point trade out of this one right here. Just about the same time, we also had a short print on the MES, and I got a really nice trade out of this one right here. You can see it broke down out of the bottom of the trend band. We had a nice gap before we hit any of the support. So this was a really nice trade. And just right after the market opened, the MYN printed another short, and I grabbed this one here. This one was really also another nice one. Broke down out of support below the trend band and got a nice print here. Just a little bit later, I was able to screen capture an MES trade that I took. Did the same thing. It broke below the support, broke out of the channel, had a nice print. Everything just lined up, and I grabbed a really nice trade out of this one here. And just a little bit after that, the MNQ took a really nice long here, broke above the channel, had a nice print, and I grabbed a really nice trade out of this one. And finally, to wrap the day up, the MYM just before noon had also printed another short right here, and no levels of support. Everything lined up on this one as well. So this one was also another nice trade. So you can see how our professional grade, low cost tools can come together and form an entire trading system. These can be used on any instrument, any time frame, and any type of candle. So I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll catch you in the next video, and happy trading. With this.